Good evening, everybody. This is Robert from RJL 518, welcoming you to another exciting edition of Payoff Pitch 1985 season. Getting off to a little bit of a later start tonight. Had to finish off some inside pitch organization, but that has now been done. Today's date is May 10th, 1985. We are at Shea Stadium. The Philadelphia Phillies, 11-14, come into this game to play the New York Mets, who are 13-11. The actual score of this game, the Mets did win it 5-0. I think we have one heck of a pitching matchup. We got Steve Carlton going up against Dwight Gooden, lefty, versus Dr. K. Should be a very good matchup tonight. So hope you guys will join us for a little action of Payoff Pitch Baseball, and we are set to go. Shea Stadium is rocking and ready to go in this matchup between one Hall of Famer and one guy that probably would have been in the Hall of Fame if it wasn't for the junk. So forgive me, my voice is still a little bit out, but I'll still try to keep this game as exciting as possible. Leading off, pitching for the New York Mets is the Doctor, Dwight Gooden. He was 24-4 with a 1.53 ERA. This was Gooden's best season, his Cy Young year. So he goes for the Mets today as we go to the top of the first inning, and we're taking on the Philadelphia Phillies. Who's the Mets plays? This is our first game featuring the Phils. So let's see what they can do. Top of the first inning, leading off for Philadelphia will be second baseman Juan Samuel. Gooden, of course, is a righty. Samuel bats .275, 14 home runs against the rights in 85. Bears Den 007 joins me here at Shea Stadium. Steeler fan joins me at Shea Stadium for a game between Lefty and the Doctor. The Doctor makes the pitch. That is a patient 97, and that will be a fly ball to left field, out number 1. Next batter up will be the left fielder, Jeff Stone. He batted .261 with 3 homers against rights. Dwight Gooden does have a 50-56 special supplemental strikeout ratio, so I got to keep track of that. Pitch from the Doctor. That is a tough 48, and that will be a pop out to first for the second out. Next batter for the Phillies is center fielder Von Hayes. This guy is underrated. Von Hayes was a pretty good player for the Phils. 26 years old here, batted .276, 9 home runs. Von Hayes was dangerous. I felt every time he came up to bat, he was a threat to get a good hit. Here's the pitch from Gooden, and that is a tough 49, and that will be a ground ball to first and a 1-2-3 inning for the Doctor. As we go to the bottom of the first inning, and there is no score. This was a double Mets day because we had the Mets play inside pitch earlier. For those of you who did not catch that, please catch on the channel. It was an exciting game. Pitching for the Phillies will be left-hander Steve Carlton. 1985. He was 40 years old this year, but he had a hard season. 1 win, 8 losses, a 3.33 ERA, as Carlton was definitely approaching pretty much the end of his career. Bottom of the first, leading off for the Mets, will be center fielder Mookie Wilson. Mook. Wilson batted, of course, Carlton is a lefty. Wilson bats .295, 4 home runs, and 85 for the Mets. Carlton's pitch in play, 15, and that will be a leadoff base hit for Mookie Wilson. He sends that one into center field for a single. And that will bring up the second baseman, Kelvin Chapman. He got the start at second, not Wally Backman, for the simple reason Backman usually didn't do well against left-handed pitching. 5+ steal rating. Wilson will not steal with an 8 on the dice. Chapman, however, batted only 172 against lefties, so not quite sure he was in the lineup for this game, but we'll see what Chapman's got. Pitch from Carlton. And that is a patient 39, and that will be a single for Chapman. So here I go. Say Chapman don't know what he's doing in there, but that is a single. It's a sharp liner that drops in front of the left fielder. Wilson will hold at second, Chapman at first, and the Mets start off in business with runners at first and second. That will bring in the first baseman, Keith Hernandez. Batted .315 with 3 homers against left. Keith Hernandez should be in the Hall of Fame. He'll get in there. I think sooner or later the Veterans Committee will have to put him in. He's a Hall of Famer. I don't know why he's not in. Runners at first and second. Nobody out still. Pitch from lefty. That is an in-play 78. That is a ground ball to short. Hernandez double play rating is an 8. Carlton's is a 7. That is an 8. The throw will go to second to get Chapman. They will not get Hernandez. He will be safe at first at a fielder's choice. But there is one out. So fielder's choice. Chapman is erased. And now runners at first and third with one out. Here is the kid. Catcher, Gary Carter, who should be wearing a Mets cap in the Hall of Fame, not an Expos cap, but oh well. Carter batted .329 against lefties in '85, 13 home runs. He had a heck of a year. He was 31 years old. Pitch from lefty. That is a tough 51. That will be a pop out to third base. Carter pops out. And we got 2 down. As Carlton pitching pretty well now to try to keep it no score. Here is the right fielder, Darryl Strawberry. Batted .256 with 11 homers against lefts. Would have been a Hall of Famer like Dr. K, except it was too much junk. Phillies have the infield normal. Carlton will pitch. And that is an in-play 93. He'll get out of the inning. Fly ball to right field. And that retires the side. No runs for the Mets. 2 hits. No score at the end of 1. The Mets originally won this game 5-0 as Dwight Gooden pretty much pitched a 3-hit shutout. Top of the second inning, leading off for the Phillies will be that guy. Well, la-ti-da. It isn't Michael Jack Schmidt. First, he is playing third base. Batted .274, 27 homers against rights. Tim Peppers says this should be a good one here at Shea Stadium. Pitch from the doctor. That is a patient 99, and that will be a fly out to left. Out number 1. 1 man down. That will bring up first baseman Tim Corcoran. Corcoran batted .215 against rights. Gooden's pitch is a tough 50, and that will be a strikeout. 2 down. Even though a 50 here would be a ground ball to third, but with the supplementary strikeout rating by Gooden, anything 50 to 56, if it's an out, not a hit, but if it's an out, it's a strikeout. And that is strikeout number 1 for the doctor. But there are 2 outs, and now brings up the catcher, Ozzie Virgil. Pitch from the doctor. That is a tough, and that is a 0-0, which means we got a rare play. So let's see what we get. Blue first. 46 on a rare play. Hit by pitch, roll 2d6. If roll is 2, 3, 11, or 12, next batter also hit by pitch, and pitcher is ejected. Oh, come on. Really? Did I really roll that one? Roll 2d6. So I'll draw the card. If it's a 2, 3, 11, or 12, the next batter is hit by pitch, and Gooden is ejected from the game. It's an 11. Why am I not surprised? So here is what happens. Virgil is hit by pitch. So he goes to first. Then Glenn Wilson comes on. He's hit by the pitch. Runners at first and second, and Gooden is thrown out of the game. You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. But it is what it is. So Gooden is ejected, and he will have to be replaced. And the next batter is Luis Aguayo. So we need a pitcher for the Mets now. We need a long reliever as well. Boy, that stinks. Well, he did do some long relief, and he's going to come in. So if I can't have Gooden, I will have Ron Darling, who started 35 games, but there is one game where he had to come in for relief. This will be the one. Ron Darling will now come in for Gooden, as Gooden is ejected with hitting two batters, which is ridiculous, but oh well, it is what it is. And Darling does have his own hitting card, so he will come up. What a time for me to throw that rare play. So here is the shortstop, Luis Aguayo. There are 2 outs and runners at first and second. Unbelievable. And now Ron Darling will pitch. Darling gets his warm-up tosses. That is a patient 15, and that is a walk. And Darling walks Aguayo on the first batter he faces. So the bases are loaded for Steve Carlton. He uses hitting card number 11 with 2 outs. Here's the pitch from Darling. And that is a tough 81, and he will strike out Steve Carlton, and the inning is over. What a screwed up mess. No runs, no hits, 2 hit batters, and a walk. And it leaves with the doctor is now on a house call. He is out. Ridiculous. But oh well, that's how you played it. That's what it is. It is what it is. So Ron Darling will now pitch innings 2, 3, and 4. And we'll see how long he can go. But we go to the bottom of the second inning, still no score. Now let's see if the Mets can take advantage of that little aspect. Maybe they'll have some motivation to win the game. Leading off for the Mets will be left fielder George Foster, batted .271 with 9 homers. Michael Peterson said, "What happened?" Dwight Gooden hit 2 batters and he was ejected. That's what happened on a rare play. Carlton will pitch to Foster. That is a patient 63. That's a single for Foster. He will go to first. So Foster gets a nice base hit. Reminds me of the game I went to in 2016. I went to New York on a vacation, and I went to go see the Mets play the Dodgers, where Noah Syndergaard was going to pitch. That's the year. That was the game they honored the 1986 World Series Mets, which is my favorite team of all time. And Noah Syndergaard got thrown out of the game after pitching behind Shea, which was ridiculous. It just got. I don't know. I know for a fact he wasn't trying to hit him, but the umpire threw him out, and the Mets pretty much lost the game. Here is third baseman Ray Knight. He is the batter. He bats .259 with 6 homers against lefts. Carlton with the pitch. That is a tough 14, and that is a strikeout. Strikeout number 1 for Carlton. Brings up the shortstop, Rafael Santana. Actually didn't have a bad hitting year that year in 85. Great shortstop, though. Very good range. Batted .265 with no homers against lefties. That Yankees-Mets game was wild. Yes, it was. Carlton's pitch to Santana. Foster on at first. Tough 0-5. That is a strikeout. So 2 outs now. And that will bring up the pitcher, Ron Darling. He has his own hitting card. Darling batted 171 as a pitcher. Carlton's pitch. That is a patient 28, and it will be a single for Ron Darling. Darling gets a base hit. Foster's run rating is a 4. I have to draw the card. Sharp liner into center field. Runner on first advances 1 base, so Foster will hold at second. Sometimes these cards are too slippery for their own good. So Ron Darling gets a base hit, and now the batter is Mook. 2 outs. Mookie Wilson got a base hit his first time up. He is 1 for 1. Carlton will pitch. And that is an in-play 51. That will be a ground out back to Carlton. He will throw to first and end the inning. No runs for the Mets with 2 hits. No score at the end of 2. Top of the third coming up. Here is Juan Samuel. Darling's pitch. That's a tough 70. That will be a ground out to second. Out number 1. Nice play made by Chapman. Jeff Stone will come up next. Doing dual duty, watching both RJL and Field of Dreams. Ah, what a great movie. Darling, wheelhouse 13. Jeff Stone, crack. That ball is it high. That ball is it deep. And that ball is over the left field fence. That is a home run for Jeff Stone. Ron Darling, wheelhouse 13, and that ball is gone. Darling pitches him a grapefruit, and he turns it into fruit salad. And that ball is out of here, and the Phillies take a 1-0 lead. Stadium slightly groans. Ugh. Here is Von Hayes, next batter. Hayes is 0 for 1. Darling's pitch. Tough 60. Fly ball left field. That'll be caught by Foster for out number 2. And now the Michael Jack Schmidt. He was 35 years old in 85, but he was still hitting them out. He had 33 total homers. Darling's pitch. Patient 15. That will be a walk. Schmidt will trot down to first. And now Tim Corcoran. Ron Darling was 16-6 with a 2.90 ERA in 85. Still a good year he had. Schmidt on it first, the pitch to Corcoran. And tough 52. Ground ball to third. That will take care of it. And he will throw to first to get Corcoran out. And the inning is over. 1 run for the Phillies on a hit. And we go to the bottom of the third. 1-0 in favor of the Fightin' Phils. The Phillies come into this game 11 wins, 14 losses. The Mets are 13-11 so far with payoff pitch and quick results. Leading off for the Mets will be Kelvin Chapman. Bottom of the third. Carlton's pitch. Ballpark 47. Chapman, that's going to be an in-play. In-play 00 is another rare play. So we got another rare play coming up. Let's see what we got. Blue first. That is a 53. That is a 5-3. Defense. Reroll all dice and refer to defense chart. All right, so the defense check, it's going to be an error check to the pitcher, Steve Carlton. His error rating is a 5. Player with an A range or 5E rating makes highlight reel catch. So that means Carlton has an error rating of 5. He puts out his glove and spears it. It's a line drive out. So Kelvin Chapman hits it right back to Carlton, and that is out number 1. That is a line out to first, a line out to the pitcher. So that's your rare play. Now we come up to Keith Hernandez. Carlton's pitch. Patient 15. That is going to be a walk. Hernandez will trot down to first. Hernandez not really a stealing threat. And now a chance for the kid. He popped out last time up. He's 0 for 1. Pitch from Carlton. And that is a tough 54. That will be a ground ball back to Carlton. Carter's double play rating's an 8. Carlton's a 7. That's a 6. He turns around, throws to second, on to first for 2. Double play, inning over. Carter is a righty, so that would have been the second baseman. So that is a 1-4-3 double play, and that ends it. Nice play, but 2 big plays by Carlton at 40 years old. He does the job. At the end of 3, Phillies lead 1-0. We go to the top of the 4th. Ozzie Virgil comes up for Philly. We'll see if Darling settled down after the home run. Darling's pitch. Tough 0-2. Strikeout. 1 away. Darling still had 167 strikeouts that year. He averaged 6.1 per 9. Here is the right fielder, Glenn Wilson, batted .270 against rights. Darling's pitch. And it's a patient 15, and that will be a walk to Wilson. He'll trot to first. And now Luis Aguayo. Infield, Wilson not stealing. Aguayo will pitch to Aguayo. That is a patient 12, and he walks Aguayo. So now the Phillies got runners at first and second with 1 out. And that will bring up Steve Carlton, the pitcher. And the funny thing is, with a 4, the sacrifice is not going to be on, so Carlton will hit away. So the auto sacrifice is not activated. So I'm going to let him hit. If that was a 5 or higher, he would be sacrificing. Runners at first and second. Darling in a little bit of a jam here. But he gets the pitcher. Here is the pitch to Darling. That is a tough 76. He will strike him out for out number 2. And now Juan Samuel with runner with first and second. Seahawks game 7-7. Yes, good football game on today. Samuel is 0 for 2. Darling's pitch. Tough 63. Fly ball right field. That'll get taken care of by Strawberry. So Darling gets in a little bit of trouble with a couple of walks, but luckily he is not able to give up any runs. It's still 1-0 going into the bottom of the 4th. Carlton comes back on the mound for lefty. He will deal with Darryl Strawberry. Strawberry 0 for 1. Fans here at Shea Stadium still pissed that Gooden got thrown out of the game. Pitch from Carlton. In play 32. That will be a single for Strawberry. He goes to first. Base hit. Strawberry gets his first hit. He will get on base. And that will bring up George Foster. Foster never really amounted to what the Mets hoped he would be. And that is a shame. He was 36 years old in 85, but of course Foster's career was winding down. But even when they got him a few years in 1983, Foster never really was what the Mets got. Never really got what they hoped he would. That's okay. Mets still won the World Series, trading him away in 86. Strawberry on at first. There's the pitch from Lefty. Lefty's pitch, tough, 69. That's a ground ball to second base. Foster's double play rating is a 6-7. That is a 6 on the night. Second base to shortstop, back to first, 2 outs, double play. And the Mets are getting some base runners, but they're not able to move them over. That is a 4-6-3, 2 outs. And the batter is Ray Knight. Carlton gets the pitcher's best friend. Still 1-0 in favor of the Phils. Carlton's pitch. Tough, 46. That's a ground ball to first base. And that'll be taken care of by Schmidt. Not Schmidt. I'll be taken care of by Corcoran. And that will end the inning. In spite of a base runner and a hit, they still face the minimum. No runs and a hit at the end of 4. Phillies still lead 1-0. We go to the top of the 5th. Ron Darling is going to be done. And he is due to bat. He is due to bat second in the inning. I think the Mets will just. They got 2 lefties and a righty. I think the Mets are just going to bring in somebody to pitch. Let's see who they want to bring in. The Mets are going to bring in Tom Gorman. He'll probably pitch 1 inning here. He's a lefty. Tom Gorman, 4-4, 5.13 ERA. Top of the 5th inning, 1-0. Gorman will pitch to Jeff Stone. Stone hit a home run his last time up. Pitch from Gorman. And that is a tough 21. Struck him out. 1 away. Gets Stone on a strikeout. Gorman, of course, is a lefty. 1 down. The batter will be Von Hayes. Hayes 0 for 2. Pitch from Gorman. Tough, 49. Ground ball to first base. Keith Hernandez has it. He'll take it himself for out number 2. And now Michael Jack Schmidt. Schmidt 0 for 1. He walked his last time up. Gorman checks and deals. And that is an in-play 82. Fly ball center field. Mookie Wilson will get over there. He will make the catch, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Gorman. As a Mets, if you're a Met fan, that's exactly what you wanted. He did have a chance with a ballpark in a wheelhouse, but Gorman does the job. 1-2-3 inning. We go to the bottom of inning 5, still 1-0 in favor of the Phils. Like to remind you, tomorrow's game on Payoff Pitch 85, we feature the Atlanta Braves taking on the Montreal Expos. We'll get our first look at the Braves. We've not done them yet. So it will be Atlanta taking on Montreal. And, of course, the Inside Pitch 1977 one-and-gone championship. The Pittsburgh Pirates taking on the Kansas City Royals. It will be John Candelaria going up against Dennis Leonard for the 1977 one and gone. The championship game tomorrow morning. Be on the lookout for it. Either late morning or early afternoon. As we end the 77 one and gone, and we get prepared for some more history games. And then, of course, I've already told you I will be doing a 1985 one and gone. That will be next. I wanted to start that December 1st, Might start it earlier, but I got some history games to play, so be on the lookout for that. Steeler fan wanted me to do for 1980 J.R. Richards' final game, and I will do that. As that is scheduled for, I believe that was, it was in August or July of 1980. The Atlanta Braves took on the Astros. So that's what we're going to do after we complete that. But don't forget, so Pirates Royals, championship game tomorrow. Bottom of the fifth, Steve Carlton. And he will be dealing with Rafael Santana. He leads off for the Mets. Pitch from lefty. Patient 93. That's a fly ball to left. Easy play made there by Stone, out number 1. Tom Gorman, of course, is done. So they will bring in a pinch hitter against Carlton. Let's see what it's going to be. And it is going to be against the lefty. I'm sorry. I forget Carlton is a lefty, so I got to choose the most at bats against the lefty. And it was the same guy. And that will be Wally Backman. Wally Backman will bat against Carlton. He did bat 122 against lefties, but in the middle of the game, I go by the most at bats, not by stat. So Wally Backman will go up against Carlton, bottom of with 1 out. Lefty's pitch. That is a tough 26, and it's a strikeout. 2 down. Backman goes back to the bench. And now Mookie Wilson. Carlton's pitch. Tough 12. Steer strikeout. Carlton pitching a little bit better than I thought he would, but he's doing the job. That is strikeout number 4 for Carlton. And he goes through the Met lineup 1, 2, 3. At the end of 5, still 1-0 Phillies. Top of the 6th. This Phillies team was rated a C, so they don't stink. They really don't stink. Tim Corcoran leads off for Philadelphia. We'll see who the Mets want to bring in. Probably bring in a right-hander, and I think they will. And they're going to bring in Ed Lynch, who I really didn't like as a pitcher, really. He was 10-8 with a 3.44 ERA, started 29 games. Ed Lynch does have that extra 20 strikeout, the extra 20 percentage roll. So Ed Lynch will come on and pitch to Tim Corcoran here in the top of the 6th inning. Never really liked him, and I was actually happy they traded him away early in 86. Never really liked him. I just thought he was too inconsistent. Corcoran, pitch from Lynch. That is a tough 50, becomes a tough 70. That will be a ground out to short. And that is out number 1. Next up is Ozzie Virgil. Virgil got hit by a pitch and struck out. Lynch. That is a tough 55. And becomes a tough 75. That will be a fly out to center. Out number 2. Two outs. Here is Glenn Wilson. Lynch checks and deals. Tough 64. That will be a fly ball to right. And Ed Lynch does the job. 1, 2, 3 on the Phillies. Still 1-0. The Jeff Stone home run, the difference. Bottom of the 6th. Here is Kelvin Chapman for the Mets. He is 1 for 2. Pitch from Carlton. And a tough 30. That will be a pop out to second base. Out number 1. Pops it out to second. 1 man down. And here is Keith Hernandez. Pitch from lefty. Another tough 66. Ground ball to third base. Michael Jack Schmidt will take care of that. And that is out number 2. And now Gary Carter, the kid. He's 0 for 2. Carlton checks and deals. Tough 88. And that will be a ground ball to short. That'll get taken care of by Aguayo. And he throws to first. And another 1-2-3 inning for Carlton. Steve Carlton pitching. He's 40 years old. He's pitching like he's 30. And it's 1-0 Phillies at the end of 6. As Salvador America now joins us here at Shea Stadium, top of the 7th. If you missed it, Salvador, Dwight Gooden was supposed to be starting, but he hit a couple of batters and got thrown out and ejected. And Steeler fan still hasn't told me what Dwight Gooden said to the umpire to get him thrown out. Here is Luis Aguayo for the Phillies here, top of the 7th. This will be the second inning of work for Lynch. Mets originally won this game 5-0. Pitch from Lynch. That is an in-play 32. That is a single for Aguayo. He will go to first. Aguayo reaches base for the 3rd time today. He got with 2 walks. Aguayo on at first, and here comes the pitcher, Steve Carlton, and he will go a sacrifice. So Aguayo on at first, and Carlton will sacrifice. His bunt rating is a B, and the sacrifice is hit right back to Lynch. It's a sacrifice B, and he has no choice. He has to throw to first to get Carlton. And there is 1 out, and a runner gets into scoring position. SH1. The now batter will be Juan Samuel. Samuel is 0 for 3 today. He asked the ump if he wanted to snort a line. All right, well, that kind of rude there, Salvador America, but okay. He happens to be my favorite player, really. He was. He was my favorite player growing the Mets in the 80s. Ed Lynch will pitch to Samuel, runner on second. Lynch with the pitch. That's an in-play 77. Fly ball center field. Wilson will make the play for out number 2. And Samuel is now 0 for 4. And now the batter is Jeff Stone. Hit a home run off of Darling. And that is the difference in the game why it's only 1-0. Typical National League game. Aguayo on at second. Lynch trying to get out of this little jam. Pitch to Stone. Ballpark 37. That is going to be in the wheelhouse. Stone 10 will be a Yep, that's good. Crack. Stone gets a hold of another one. This one is high. This one is deep over the right field fence. It is gone. Jeff Stone is second home run of the game. Stadium and Section 518 groans. A ballpark 37 with a lefty is a 1 to 43, and that is good. And then a 10, and against a right-handed pitcher, Stone sends that out of here. It's 3-0 Phillies. Jeff Stone with his second home run of the game, and he only had 3 homers that year. So now 3-0 Phillies. Ed Lynch, that he will stay on the mound and will pitch to Vaughn Hayes with 2 outs. He is due to bat 4th, but they don't want to switch Lynch out just yet. He's not fatigued yet. Hayes is 0 for 3. Lynch, tough, 81. That will be a fly ball to center field. And that will end the inning. 2 runs on 2 hits for the Phillies. Another shot by Jeff Stone. 3-0 Fighting Phils as we go at the 7th inning stretch. And I will be right back. Remember, stay tuned for the 10-minute ticker after the completion of the game. And we have, remember, the Pirates and the Royals 1977 one and gone championship tomorrow. And we'll have the Braves and the Expos on Payoff Pitch 85 tomorrow night. Darryl Strawberry will lead it off for New York here in the bottom of the 7th. Phillies leading 3-0. 40-year-old Steve Carlton is pitching like 30-year-old Steve Carlton. Here's the pitch to Strawberry. And that is a tough 25. And that is a swing and a miss. Struck him out. Strawberry goes back to the bench. Out number 1. And now George Foster. Carlton deals. Ballpark 99. That is an in-play. And an in-play 98 is a fly ball to left. That'll get taken care of easily by Stone, out number 2. And now Ray Knight. Ray Knight is 0 for 2. Yep, future Cubs GM Ed Lynch. Carlton's pitch. Tough, 93. That's a fly ball to left field as well. That'll get taken care of by Jeff Stone, who's doing everything for the Phillies tonight. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Carlton. Nothing doing for the Mets. Still 3-0 favor of the Phils. Top of the 8th. Ed Lynch could pitch it, and I think they will leave him out there as a long reliever, which he is being used at that. Michael Jack Schmidt leads off for the Phillies. Pitch from Lynch. That is an in-play 28, and that will be a single for Schmidt. Base hit. Schmidt gets his first hit of the game. And the batter now is Tim Corcoran, and they're going to take Lynch out. He is done. They're not going to trust anymore. They got to keep it a 3-0 game. New pitcher coming on for the Mets. And they will go with Roger McDowell. 6-5, 2.83 ERA. Roger McDowell will come on to pitch now for the next few batters. Schmidt on at first. Nothing going on in strategy-wise, so McDowell will pitch to Corcoran. Corcoran 0 for 3. Roger McDowell, that is a patient 32, and he walks Corcoran. So runners at first and second now for Ozzie Virgil. as the Phillies are in business here in the top of the 8th. Virgil is 0 for 3, and they'll let him hit. McDowell's 24 years old here in 85. Pitch from McDowell. That is a patient 12, and he walks Virgil. Mets pitching just not doing it today. Gooden gets thrown out, and it looks like the Mets are totally demoralized. And now bases loaded, nobody out. Here is Glenn Wilson. Mets will call the infield in. They cannot allow any more runs. Glenn Wilson, the batter, and we'll get the infield in chart ready to go, which I have. Bases loaded, top of the 8th. McDowell's pitch. Tough. 26. That's a strikeout. One away. Big strikeout on Glenn Wilson. The batter now will be Luis Aguayo. He will bat. Mets are going to still keep the infield. Actually, a double play depth actually would not be a bad thing. Mets are going to stay infield in. McDowell's pitch. Tough. 82. That's going to be a ground ball to short. That's a 6. And the runner on third comes out at. The runner on third is going to be out at home. It's a 6. So the throw infield in. So the throw comes home. Schmidt is out. Aguayo's run rating is a 7. We roll a D10 on that, I believe, don't we? Yes, we roll a D10. If it's 7 or lower, if it's an 8, 9, or 10, Aguayo is out at first. It is a 5. Aguayo beats the throw back to first to try to get the double play, but they don't. So Schmidt is out. That's the first time I actually had to do that, I think, playing this game, that kind of role. Corcoran goes to third, Virgil is second, and Aguayo is at first, but there are now 2 outs. So that is a fielder's choice, is how that goes. Steve Carlton due to bat, and they're going to go ahead and take him out. They think he's done his job with bases loaded, and they'll bring in a pinch hitter as they should. So Steve Carlton coming out of the game, even though he's pitching a gem, but you're up 3-0. They'll bring in a pinch hitter. Bleacher Bums Gaming comes here now. Anthony, good to see you. Haven't heard from you in a while. McDowell will be on the mound. Let's see who they want to bring in to bat against the righty. And that will be Greg Gross. He will come up and bat in place of Carlton. Bases loaded. Roger McDowell going up against Greg Gross. 2 outs. A nice play at the plate. Couldn't get Aguayo out at first, but McDowell will try to get out of this inning. Here's the pitch. McDowell, tough, 34. And that's a pop out to second, and the inning is over. So McDowell gets out of the jam. No runs, 1 hit, a couple of walks. But it's still 3-0 in favor of the Fightin' Phils. Bottom of the 8th. The Mets have Rafael Santana leading off. They'll also have a pinch hitter for McDowell. So let's see who the Phillies want to bring in now. Let's see. So I think they'll bring in a right-hander. Phillies are going to bring in, let's see. Phillies are going to bring in Kent Tecovey. It's funny as it is, Kent Tecovey was on the Pirates this morning, the 1977 Pirates. Now he's on the 1985 Phillies. Yeah, it's a fast game so far. Bottom of the 8th inning, 3-0. Kent Tecovey will pitch to Rafael Santana. 3-0 Phils. Tecovey was 4-10, 2.99 ERA. He pretty much shared time with Don Carmen doing closing duties. Tecovey's pitch to Santana. That is a ballpark 50 that's in play. Santana 84, fly ball center field. That'll get taken care of by Hayes, out number 1. Pinch hitter coming in for McDowell. He will be done. Righty on the mound. Let's see what's going to be. And that will be Howard Johnson. Young Howard Johnson, 24 years old. 312 at-bats against right-handers. He will swing. Pitch from Tecovey. And that is an in-play 91. That's a fly ball to left. Easy play there by Jeff Stone, who's done all the damage today for the Phillies. That's the second out. Here is Mookie Wilson. Pitch from Tecovey. Ballpark 03. That is a wheelhouse for Wilson. Wheelhouse 85, however, is just going to be a little fly ball to center field. And another 1-2-3 inning for the Mets, as Phillies pitching has been outstanding today. At the end of 3-0 Phils. Top of the 9th. Juan Samuel leads off. And the Mets, of course, will bring out Orozco. He did have 54 games he appeared in. So Jesse Orozco, the lefty, will now pitch to the next few batters. 8-6, 2.73 ERA in 1985. Samuel leads off, top of the 9th inning. Orozco's pitch, tough, 16, struck him out. Strikeout. And Samuel is 0 for 5. Here is Jeff Stone. Stone is 2 for 4 today, 2 home runs, a solo, and a 2-run jack. And that's the reason why the Phillies lead 3-0. Jeff Stone has done it all. He hit only 3 home runs in 1985, and already in this game he hit 2 of them. Which tells me that if I was to do a Phillies replay, that number would be a lot higher. Here's the pitch to Stone. That is a tough 32. Struck him out. 1-2 away. Orozco strikes out Stone. 2 outs. The batter will be Von Hayes. Hayes is 0 for 4. Orozco with the pitch. Tough, 74. That's a ground out to short. Santana will take care of it, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for the Phils. So Jesse Orozco gets it done. Can the Mets do anything in this game? Bottom of the 9th, down 3-0. Kent Tecovey will pitch, and he'll go up against Kelvin Chapman. And I think we're going to see a pinch hitter for Chapman. Let's see. Chapman is what? He is the second baseman. Do I have another second base that can take over for him? No. All right. Well, let me check the lineup. No, I don't. Chapman has to hit. So Chapman will hit. 189 average against righties. Pitch from Ticovey. Tough. 0-8. That is a quick strikeout. One man down. Now the batter will be Keith Hernandez. Phillies pitching gigantic today. Ticovey. Here's the pitch. That is a patient 57, and Hernandez draws a walk. He will go to first. Base on balls. And now here's Gary Carter. Can Gary Carter keep it going? Not good odds for Chappie. Yep. How many hits the Mets gotten? 5. That's it. 5 hits. The Phillies only 4, but 2 of them were home runs. Ticovey will pitch to Carter. And that is an in-play 67. That's a fly ball to right. Put away easily by Wilson. 2 outs. And the last chance for the Mets will be Strawberry. 1 for 3, Strawberry. Hernandez on it first. Ticovey looking to shut it down. Here's the pitch. It's a ballpark, 72. That's going to be an in-play. In-play for Strawberry, 44. It's going to be a single. Strawberry keeps it alive. Hernandez run rating a 6. He will make third. Strawberry to first. And the ball game will continue. Base hit for Strawberry. And now it will be up to George Foster. And Ticovey will pitch to him. Foster is better against lefties. So Ticovey will pitch. So still some excitement going on. Did you guys really expect a 1-2-3 inning in my games? Come on. Foster is 1 for 3. Hernandez. Foster, yes, with 1 swing and a bat, he can tie the game up. Ticovey looking in. Hernandez at third. Strawberry at first. Foster at the plate. Pitch from Kent Ticovey. That is a ballpark 30. And that is going to be in Foster's wheelhouse. Wheelhouse 70. And it's going to be a double for George Foster. Just misses a homer. Double for Foster. Hernandez will score from third. Strawberry run rating of 7. He will score from first. Foster goes to second, and it's now 3-2. Double for George Foster. Just missed tying it up. A 70, and he gets a double. 3-2. The Mets at least will not be shut out. And the batter now is Ray Knight, and we'll see. I'm pretty sure I'll bring in a pinch hitter for him. Knight is my third baseman. I know I have another third baseman available. I think I do. Or maybe not. Ooh, I might not have another third baseman available. Let me see. I don't. Knight's got a hit. I don't have another third baseman on the bench, and I have nobody in the lineup I can move to third. So that means Ray Knight will bat against Ticovey. Foster on its second. Ray Knight, the batter. Against righties, he bats 149. Bottom of the 9th inning. They'll leave. Ticovey's now tired, so he's got to come out. He's fatigued because he just gave up 2 runs. So there's going to be a new pitcher for the Phillies. He gave up 2 runs. He's fatigued. So a new pitcher coming in for the Phillies. And they're going to go with Kevin Gross. Kevin Gross, 24 years old here in 85. He was 15-13 with a 3.41 ERA, but he does have some relief appearances. And they're going to go with Kevin Gross to pitch tonight. You don't want to bring in a lefty. Don Carmen had a better ERA, but Knight hits lefties better. So in this game, you go with the stats. So Kevin Gross will pitch to Ray Knight with 2 outs. It'll be up tonight. He's 0 for 3. Kevin Gross coming in. Foster tying run at second base. Shea Stadium hoping for a big one. Gross also has a 50 to 55 strikeout supplement. Here's the pitch. It's a patient 71, and that is going to be a ground ball to second base. Samuels got it, throws to first, and the ball game is done. The Phillies escape a quick charge by the Mets. It's 3-2. They win the game. 2 runs for the Mets on 2 hits. Final line score coming up, and then the 10-minute ticker. For the Phillies, 3 runs, 4 hits, no errors. For the Mets, 2 runs, 7 hits, no errors. Steve Carlton gets the win, pitch to Jim. The loss goes to Ron Darling. And the save will go to Gross, even though there was a 1-out save, but sometimes what you get. So a win for the Phillies, 3-2 over the Mets. Don't go away. 10-minute ticker coming right up. It is time for the 10-minute ticker. We already know the Phillies beat the Mets 3-2. So I will mark that in the standings board. May 10th, Minnesota at Baltimore. That's a 4. That's a win for the Twins. They win that game 4-1. Oakland at Boston. That's a 12. That's a win for the Red Sox, 6-4. Red Sox beat the A's. I'm sorry, no, that's a 12. My bad. It's a win for the Oakland A's. My bad. Wrong, 6-4. That's a 12. Oakland wins. Sorry, almost took away a win away from Oakland. That could make a difference. Better got to do it right. Detroit at Chicago White Sox. Sorry, Salvador America. That is a 5. That's a win for Detroit, 8-7. They beat the White Sox. Okay, Steve Harvey. New York Yankees at Kansas City. That's a 9. That's a win for the Royals. They win that game 8-5. California at Milwaukee. That's an 8. A win for the Brewers, 6-5. Cleveland at Texas. That's a 9. Win for the Rangers, 8-4. Seattle at Toronto. It's a 5. It's a win for the Mariners, 4-1. Houston at Cincinnati. That is a 9. That's a win for the Reds, 9-5. Pittsburgh at Los Angeles. That's a 7. It's a win for the Dodgers, 6-5. Atlanta at Montreal, tomorrow's game. That's a 6. It's a win for the Expos. They win that game 7-5. Chicago Cubs at San Diego. That's an 11. That is a win for the Padres. They win that game 12-7. St. Louis at San Francisco, a Steeler fan says, loaded dice. Cardinals win this game. They win it 2-1. They beat the Giants. Tomorrow, May 11th, Minnesota at Baltimore. That's a 7. That is a win for the Orioles, 2-0. Oakland at Boston. That is a 3. It's a win for the A's, 7-2. Oakland beats Boston. Detroit at Chicago White Sox. 9. Win for the White Sox, 3-0. New York Yankees at Kansas City. That's a 6. The Yankees come away with the win, 6-4. California at Milwaukee. That is a 7. A win for the Angels, 5-4. Cleveland at Texas. That's a 4. It's a win for the Indians. They beat the Rangers 6-0. Seattle at Toronto. 6. Win for the Mariners, 4-1. Houston at Cincinnati. That is a 7. It's a win for the Reds, 5-2. Pittsburgh at Los Angeles. That's a 9. Dodgers, 5-0. Atlanta at Montreal. That's a 3. Braves come away with a win. They win that game 1-0. Philadelphia, see if my Mets can get some revenge. That is a 5. Nope, the Phillies beat the Mets again tomorrow, 9-6. Chicago Cubs at San Diego. That's an 8. That's a win for the Padres, 7-0. St. Louis at San Francisco. That's a 10. The Giants come away with that win. They win that game 4-2. If your favorite team won today, congratulations. If they didn't, there's always tomorrow. As I know, Salvador America and Steeler fan are not happy tonight with the quick results. But hey, blame Joe Bryan. He's the one that made up these ratings. Tomorrow night we'll have the Braves and the Expos. Should be a lot of fun. Garbage. Salvador America, Steeler fan, 1933, Bleacher Bums Gaming. Michael Peterson, Bears Den 007, Tim Pepper. Thank you all for joining. Thank you all for joining me tonight, and I hope you'll join me for tomorrow. Inside Pitch, 1977, one and gone championship. Pirates at Royals, and Atlanta, Montreal, Payoff Pitch 85 tomorrow night. May even do a surprise APA game later. Maybe might do a surprise APA game. Who knows? As I'm still trying to decide if I want to go APA as well. Thank you all for joining me, guys. We'll see you guys later. Stay safe, healthy, smart, and strong. Love every one of you. Although right now I know none of you love my dice. But hey, my Mets lost 2 games. What do you want me to do? They don't like me either. I lost the game here and I lost in there. So I don't want to hear it. Take care, guys. See you later.